All right. Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. We have a woman who is in the community making change. She is a change agent, a motivational speaker, and also a host for an incredible conference that's coming up, the Change of Leadership. Please welcome Yvonne Akpoveta to the show.
Hi.
Was that a good job?
You got there.
Got almost there.
Yvonne Akpoveta.
Akpoveta. Take two. Sorry about that. Welcome.
Thank you, Nikki. I've known you now for like a few years.
A few years, yes. And look how the world just brought us back.
Yeah, turn it around.
Turn it right around.
Thanks for having me, Nikki.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And I'm so excited about the wonderful things that you're doing. I know you have a company, Olive Blue, and we'll talk a little bit about that and this exciting conference that's coming up. So let's go backwards and talk a little bit about your background leading up to being a change agent.
Oh wow, where do I start? I think I'll start from maybe take it back maybe 20 years ago.
Okay.
I started that from when I schooled in England. I studied something at that point in time. I thought I'm never going to do anything with this, business information technology and marketing.
Was that your choice or your parents' choice?
My choice, actually.
Okay.
I went there and I thought, this is exciting. I remember when we had to do something called project management, which is so popular now. And then I wrote on the notebook. So it was the first time we were ever doing something called project management as a course. And then I wrote on the notebook, this was before iPhones or text, WhatsApp. And I said to my friend next, I wrote a note, I said, what are we doing? They're using us as guinea pigs. I'm never going to use this in my life. You understand? What do I need this for? Rewind 2 years later, I graduate and I'm going for a job interview and they want project management skills. And I go there and that's what it's all about.
I got this.
I got this. I went to my books to revise and I saw the note. But, I started off as business analyst, working with businesses. But at the same time, I was always working with individuals that were going through a change process and helping them just naturally, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to get there. I would help them. I'm working with organizations. They want to implement a new system. There's a merger and acquisition. There's some type of the change. I'm in there. It evolved, doing project management, change management, consulting. And I just found my passion. So I usually say I'm very blessed. I'm very privileged, actually, to know my passion and be pursuing it, which is really about helping both individuals and organizations drive change and achieve their goals. So I feel privileged to know what I've been called to do and doing it.
Awesome. And that's something that not too many people can say. Some of us are still challenged to find that passion work.
Yes,
and you found it.
Yes, and that's the first thing I do with either individuals or organizations when they come and they say, I'm trying to achieve this goal, or I'm trying to get this objective, or I'm trying to get to this destination. I take either the organization or the individual, I take us back to a clarity exercise.
Oh, clarity. Okay.
Yes, the first thing has to be clarity. We have to be very clear of what we want, because sometimes we feel we want something, or we think we want something, or we already have an idea of how we want to get to the destination. But it's almost like, say, if the foundation be destroyed, what happens next? So I'm always, when I work with my clients, the first step is to be very clear about the foundation. Where are we? What do you want? Get that clarity. And once there's that clarity, it's almost like knowing your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want it? What's success going to look like? Then that's the starting point to be able to achieve any goal you want, whether it be weight loss, whether it be start your business, whether it be career change, whether it be, just be somebody you want to write a book. It could be anything, but it starts with having clarity and knowing your why. Okay,
so once you're clear with the vision, then I guess everything makes a provision.
It does, because I find it, especially when you start experiencing challenges, because it's going to be a rocky road.
Sure.
It's going to be challenging. You're going to come across roadblocks. And if you aren't clear in the first place why you decided to start or why you decided to do what it is that you're doing, you're just going to easily walk away from it.
Sure.
You walk away from it. But it also helps you drive any decision that you're making, because when you get to that place where things look a little bit hazy, you go back to the vision, is this the right decision? Do I relocate to this city? Do I relocate to that city or move to another country?
Right.
So when you talk about myself, I've lived in 3 countries, so moved, to England when I was about 16, 18, actually 18, then moved to, Canada another 10 years later, But making those decisions were very easy for me because I was clear on my why.
Okay.
I was doing certain things and, what the future looked like or what my vision looked like or what I wanted from life. It was easy to make those decisions because I was clear on what it was I wanted.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you are the host of a fantastic conference coming up. So let's talk about that.
Yes. The conference is called the Change Leadership Conference. That's very big for me. That's like a big dream come
Sure.
true. I got inspired by, really about what it takes to drive change. I've worked with a lot of big organizations, top organizations, corporate organizations out there. And I've found that regardless of how much money an organization had, regardless of, even from an individual perspective, everything came down to leadership. You could have a lot of money, you could have a lot of resources, it could be anything, but without true leadership, it wasn't going to be successful. That was it. And I worked with so many leaders and sponsors and even individuals to realize how whether leadership from a personal standpoint, personal leadership, or whether leadership within an organization, how important it was the missing thing. And with my passion for always wanting to drive positive change, or within organizations, change that brings return on investment, that's very key because I've seen millions spent on projects and we don't get the results we want because of leadership. Okay. So that led to the desire to want to put this conference together. So the conference is actually on May 31st in MTTC, the Metro Toronto Convention Center.
On Front Street.
And we're bringing in John Maxwell.
John Maxwell, everybody. He's huge.
He's huge. I thought what better way to start, the first conference and have who is considered the #1 global leadership expert. 25 million copies of books sold out there, New York bestseller, who better? And we also have our own very Canadian innovation expert, CEO, trend hunter, who is Jeremy Gooch. He's awesome, one of the awesome authors. So we have him, Canadian. And then we have Paul Alofs, the CEO and president of the Princess Margaret Foundation, who has been successful in raising about $1 billion, for what he's doing. And we have the dean, Dr. Stephen Murphy, from the Ted Rogers School of Management. We have people from, we have VPs from RBC, Scotiabank, Holt Renfrew, so it's just an awesome lineup. It's going to be an awesome day whereby people get to come in there and listen from these experts or industry leaders who are actually leading change in their own various organizations and see what does it take to lead change that is sustainable and tangible and be successful. It's really about getting those insider tips in terms of how do you do it and how do you make it happen. So it's going to be an exciting day. We're actually calling it more of an experience than just another event or another conference. So looking forward to it.
Yes, it will be a life-changing experience, and I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to say thank you because this lovely lady, courtesy of Yvonne, one lucky audience member, will leave with a ticket today, and it's a $300 and some odd ticket for you today.
Yes, it is $300.
So make some noise for that. To meet John Maxwell, who is a guru for so many people in leadership training.
Yes, it is.
So let me ask you a question: who is a leader? Quick definition.
A leader is somebody who has a people heart. A leader is somebody who listens. A leader is somebody who is willing to follow. A leader is somebody who doesn't always have to be at the front, but can also be at the back.
Okay.
A leader it's not about self. It's about the purpose. It's about what's at stake. It's also about saying that, when I'm leading people, I'm having that sense of responsibility that when taking decisions, it affects people. There's so many things a leader is, a leader is a decision maker.
Okay.
You understand? And, everybody sometimes when they look at leadership as the top, somebody who is at the top, above, leading in front. And that's not what leadership is about. Every single one of us are leaders because we can lead from the top, lead from the bottom, or lead from the side. So every personal leadership is very, very important. But it's one thing that, I don't want to say I preach it, but, I I put it out there, we are all leaders, because even when it comes to our own personal goals or things we want to achieve, or be it in the business place or in the workplace, we all need leadership skills in order to be able to succeed.
Absolutely.
At whatever we do.
Absolutely. So tell us, how can we get tickets?
To get tickets, it's at www.thechangeleadership.com. Thechangeleadership.com. You can go right there, get tickets, or you can drop us an email, info@thechangeleadership.com.
Okay.
You know, and if you're listening to this show, just send us an email and say, hey, I was on the Nikki Clarke Show, I was listening to you, can I get a discount? And we can work something out for you for sure.
You'll get a discount. We'll work it out for you. And how can people contact you for your assistance in consulting?
Oh, you can reach out to me you can also send an email to Yvonne at thechangeleadership.com, YVONNE
Awesome.
at thechangeleadership.com.
Okay.
So, that's it.
I want to give a special shout out to a sister from another Mr. Daniela Spierlich, who brings quality
Yes, she does.
people to the show and just doing wonderful things in the community. So thank you.
Yes.
It's a noise for her. She works very hard, so
Yes,
always have to give her acknowledgement. So Yvonne, I want to thank you again.
Thank you, Nikki.
We're so excited. There's a raffle that's going around
Yes.
for a lucky winner today, and I look forward to seeing you May 31st.
Yes,
I'll be there with my
yes,
notepad
for
and pen.
sure.
Thank you
Looking
so
forward to
much.
having
It's a
you.
pleasure.
Same
Come back
here.
anytime.
Yes, for sure.
Yvonne, everyone, Change Leadership. We'll be back.